would you like someone else to pay your mortgage and all you have to do is visit a website? Well, that's sort of the first step. Nick Bontis, what is this all about?
Unbelievable. Times are changing. So this company, Adzuki.com, the latest craze, is in mobile advertising. So we all know mobile advertising, billboards, and sometimes advertising on our cell phones. But what if a company would come to your house and you gave them permission to paint your house in the form of a corporate logo, and in return, this company would pay your mortgage payment? It's an unbelievable scenario.
Yeah, a lot of thoughts come to mind. First of all, what would my neighbors think?
Yeah. Well, this is part of the problem. You wouldn't necessarily want your neighbor's house to be, painted fluorescent yellow, or to advertise or support a corporation that perhaps you're not a big fan of. But the reality is, Connie, there are some people out there that are struggling, that perhaps need a little bit of a financial boost. And if they could enter into an agreement with this organization, they could maybe have a year or two to help pay with their financial way. So this is what this company does. There's an example, of course, on their website where you can see a house painted with a logo, just to give you an idea what it would look like.
It's sort of like a car wrap, right?
That's right. That's right. It's just like a car wrap, absolutely. So we know that we've done it for cars before, but what would make one house more appealing than another house? Well, first of all, if you're on a high traffic street, that's very, very important. Obviously, if you're way in a rural area, no one drives by your house, you're probably not eligible. Secondly, do you have very good close frontage? In other words, are you close to the front of the road where cars drive by so they can see the advertising? And finally, does your house have good face? In other words, not too many windows or doors, because there's too many windows or doors. You need a nice big wall. Space. That's a solid space. So I was thinking also that perhaps what this company might do in the future, instead of doing the whole house, perhaps you might only want to give up your garage door, because that's a nice canvas for an advertiser.
That would be more of a compromise, wouldn't it?
Right. That's
so
right.
What's the initial reaction out there?
Well, the initial reaction's been positive. Of course, people are kind of shocked to see that this opportunity is going to be available. But you know what? The initial reaction for automobiles was also the same. The Ministry of Transportation, or the Department of Transportation, for many municipal governments and provincial governments, perhaps were a little shocked at the beginning that people would be watching advertising as opposed to concentrating on the road. But now we see it as commonplace. I mean, there's a lot of companies who advertise on vans or on vehicles. So I think the same thing is going to happen with houses. Perhaps it'll be shocking at the beginning, but then I think it might become a little commonplace.
You got to wonder, though, Nick, about neighborhood associations and bylaws.
Well, this is the other thing. Right now, because this is so brand new, a lot of the municipal governments haven't caught up yet with, institutionalizing bylaw or enforcing bylaws that would be against it. So there's always going to be a little bit of a lag for governments before they catch up to what's happening in the business world. So if perhaps you're interested and you're living in a high traffic area and you want your mortgage to be paid off, this could be an opportunity. It might only last a couple of years, but could be a good opportunity. Adzuki.com, that's right. And there's some future trends too, Connie. So we see this now with car wraps. We're now seeing it with houses. I think what's going to come down the pipe, of course, are menus. So in restaurants right now, the old static menu is going to go away, and perhaps now we'll have RIM playbooks or Apple iPads. Perhaps you've been to a restaurant right now where they hand you an iPad to actually sift through nice color video of the food, a little bit more interactive. Perhaps you can get some promotion with the menu. And the next trend that I see, probably not here yet, but maybe in a couple years, clothes. Imagine you're a university student, you're on the campus, there's 25,000 other students around you, and you know what? I'm going to sell the shirt off my back, literally. So there's a little LCD panel perhaps on the back of your jacket, and you sell some advertising for, a couple of weeks to help pay off your tuition. So,
well, that's a nice turn, because now when you wear a T-shirt, you're paying somebody else to become their advertiser. Now, the student would get paid. That's
right. So I think there's a lot of new innovation that's going to come down the pipe in the world of mobile advertising.
You wonder what's next? Foreheads?
Maybe foreheads. Yeah.
Got good face plates there.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nick. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.